Hello students, in this video lecture we will discuss about plane mirrors. So let us suppose the mirrors, mirrors. So mirrors are classified as two types. One is considered as plane mirrors. Of course, your daily experience with these plane mirrors, and of course curved mirrors, curved mirrors, curved mirrors. So curved mirrors are again classified as two types. One is considered as concave mirror, concave mirror, and next one is convex mirror. Your daily life you are using this concave and convex mirror. Like concave mirror, your shaving mirror is a concave mirror, torchlight mirror is a concave mirror, and convex mirror is a your vehicle rear mirror is a convex mirror. So plane mirror. So in our home we are using for beautification purpose. We are using this plane mirror. So let us detailedly discuss how the image is formed in this plane mirror. Let us see this plane mirror. So in this plane mirror, see here, if we consider a plane mirror, this is a plane mirror. One side is coated with silver, silver coated, silver coated. This is silver coated. Now if I consider the object here, so I got the image other side of the behind the mirror. So in the last video lecture we discussed that how this image is formed due to this object. But even though when the light is incident on this object, now what happens? This light will be reflected. This light will be reflected. It follows the laws of reflection. As you know, it follows the laws of reflection. Now, if you extend this rays, now this is the image. And but in this case, this is a real object, and this is a virtual object, virtual image. Sorry, virtual image. So this point we discussed in the last video lecture, right? And one more thing, the important points you should observe while the image is formed is this object distance, let us suppose S, and image distance is also S. So object distance is equal to image distance, image distance. So in a mirror, object distance is equal to image distance. And the next point is size of the object is equal to size of the image. Size of object is equal to size of image. And the third important point, it is very important point, third important point, the line joining the object to the image should be normal to this surface. Should be normal to this plane surface. Most important. So I am writing here third point, the line joining the object to the image is normal to plane surface. This is most important. See, when I draw the line between this object to the image, it is normal. It should be always normal. So this is the formation of images in a plane mirror. Formation of images in a plane mirror. Copy will continue. Right, we'll go for the next example, how the image is formed in a plane mirror. So now let's take next example. See, if I consider this mirror as a simple plane, it is made with an angle of 0 or 90, it is very easy. If I place the mirror as inclined, then angle of, this is the mirror, this is the mirror. Now it makes an angle of 45. The x-axis, suppose this is x-axis. Now suppose this is the y-axis. Now when you place the object on this x-axis, this is the object. Suppose this is the object. Now the object is AB is the object. Now in this case, how the image is formed? It makes an angle of 45. It is an inclined with an angle of 45 with the x-axis. Now in this case, how the image is formed? See, actually I told you the important point. See, the line joining the object to the image should be normal to this plane surface. That is most important point. So now let us try to draw the common ray which is incident on this object will be passes through like this, and of course it is reflected like this, and if you extend like this, you can take like this. Now image is found somewhere here. Now you extend, you will draw a normal to the surface, right? Normal. See, carefully, it is 90, right? Now for this, now this one becomes B dash and this line becomes A dash. Now the object is, for this object, the image is found here. For this object, image is found here. So A dash, B dash be the image for the object AB. So this is the object and this is the image. So it is clear, see, it is clear. See, in this case, this line joining the object to this image is normal to this plane surface. That is the most important you have to understand. So one thing you consider here, either here the object is in horizontal direction. Image is vertical direction. See, object is in horizontal direction, image is in vertical direction. Now let us say some other case. Suppose as usual, consider x-axis, y-axis. Now the mirror is placed. Mirror is placed like this. Now this is a mirror, plain mirror. Now this is makes an angle theta is equal to 45 degrees. Suppose theta is equal to 45 degrees. This is 45 degrees. Now I would like to place a object here. This is the object. Or this is the object. This object is AB is the object. So object. So now I told you that if the object is horizontal, you get vertical image. You get vertical image. If the object is vertical, then you have obviously horizontal image. So this is vertical. Object is vertical object. Vertical object. So now, as usual, the line joining the object to the image should be normal to the reflecting surface. So see. So first you draw like this. Right? Satisfies? It is normal. Now for this end, it is normal. This is the basic point you have to understand, that this is B dash and this is A dash. So image is found here. This is the image. How this image? This object is vertical, image is horizontal. Right? So both these cases you observed here, when the object is horizontal, image is vertical. Here the object is vertical, image is horizontal. So now you understand how the image is formed for a particular object in a plane mirror. One thing you should remember, that the line joining this is the most important, the line joining the object to the image should be normal to the reflecting surface. That is most important. As usual, of course, here also loss of reflection is valid. You will see the next case. Please copy. Now I'll go for the next topic. Next topic. Number of images formed when two mirrors are placed. Two mirrors are at 180 degrees. That is parallel. See here, number of images formed. Number of images formed and two mirrors are placed at 180 degrees. That is parallel. Suppose this is the first plane mirror. Plane mirror, one mirror. So this is mirror 1 and other mirror. This is the second mirror. They are parallel. Now in this case, when the object is placed here, object is placed here. This is the object. So object. This is the point. Object. Now how the image is formed? How the image is formed? Now if you consider like this, then this is formed like this. Now as usual, when the light is incident on this object, it may incident on this mirror in this direction, it may incident in this direction. Now what happens, it will be reflected from this surface. This is the normal, of course. Okay. Now if you extend this reflected surface, you get the first image. Similarly, here also reflected. Now if you extend this reflected ray, you get the second image. Similarly, what happens? This ray passes like this. And reflected back. Now, if you extend, this is the normal. If you extend this, you get the I4. Now, similarly, this will reflected from this reflected surface and reflecting, and this is the normal. And if you extend this, you get the I3. So, in this way, you have multiple reflections. This way, you have multiple reflections. So, up to infinite images. So, in this case, we have multiple reflections. So, when the mirrors are placed parallel to each other, that is 180 degrees, the number of images formed in this case is, number of images is, how much? Number of images is infinite. Good. Infinite. Number of images are, infinite number of images are formed and they are parallel to each other. Now, see this case now. This case also, now this case, second example. Now the mirrors are placed parallel to each other, but they placed like this. This is the first mirror M1 and this is the second mirror M2. Now, say in this case what happens? Now, in this case what happens? The object is placed here. This is the object. Now, how many images are formed in this case? Now, as usual, light is about to incident on this and incident on this mirror and reflected back. So here also same incident on this reflecting surface and reflected, and if you extend this reflected ray, you get the image here. You extend this, you get the image here. Suppose this is M2 mirror, and here also if you extend this ray, you get one page here I2. So next this will move in, no mirror is there. Here also this is no mirror is there. So how many number of images? How many number of images in these students? Yes, good. Number of images are 2, right? Because here no mirror, so it moves infinite distance. This also moves infinite distance. So in this case, number of images are 2. So in this